item.
Guys, it's
What's the
happening.
name of it? It's really bad. Only Set builds it.
Shut up.
Stride Breaker. Yeah, I think it's this.
Guys,
it's this.
my soul is leaving my
Movement speed
body.
against the ranged champion's really good. Movement speed, and then a lunge.
He said it, guys.
Yeah, I think Stride Breaker's the item here. Stride Breaker should be the item here.
Guys,
Fiora.
everyone welcome to the Church of Stridebreaker. I've soiled myself. Oh, hey. Didn't see you there. Guys, I just want to let you know, we're going to be doing a 24-hour stream December 28th. Make sure you're there. We're going to be playing League. We're going to be playing some other games. Going to be doing some fun stuff in between. So if you got some time, please click the link down below. Or you can just go to twitch.tv/AnoyingBro5. Make sure to follow as well so you know when I go live. So I just want to give a disclaimer for this video. I am not a challenger Fiora. I am not a professional LCS player. I feel like it would be a really good idea to look over LS commentating DARSHAN playing for C9, who he was playing Fiora, and kind of dissect the things and the choices that he decided, as well as itemization with Fiora in this new season. Now, even if you aren't a Fiora player, this is still beneficial to you, as it was with everyone else who is watching live. There's a lot of good macro that's involved, and a lot of things that we discuss when it comes to wave management and what are the right options to be doing on the map at the current time, so you can still learn something even if you're not a Fiora player. And if you are a Fiora player, make sure to go to the link down below where I have my guide if you have any questions about itemization or if you don't know what to do with rune setups. I try to update it as much as possible and I take pride in it, so if you can give it a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. With all that being said, enjoy the video and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. So it's Fiora versus Oren. This is normally an easy matchup, but he's going, wait, oh no, he went fleet. Okay. So basically in this matchup, I just want to say it before if anyone else says it, I didn't watch this fully, but I just want to always like preemptively say something just in case to see if I can compare my knowledge to theirs. But basically in this matchup, you're either going to repost his knockup with his charge. That's the easiest one to do because you know where he's going, or it's going to be his W. Usually, even in Diamond, I usually repost the W because that shit is just so predictable and nobody fakes it out. Usually in professional leagues, they usually fake it out. I forgot what the keybind is. I think it's S to cancel an auto attack. So normally they would use their bramble and then until they have the brittle, go to like do like an auto attack, and then they'll cancel it and try to bait the repost and then do it after that. But those are the normal things that you should be looking for. Obviously, once he has his ult, you can also look to repost his ultimate.
In mid lane because the lane is short. So
I'm looking for.
So real quick, Ellis just said it's hard to cheater. Cheater is take the first 3 waves, shove them under the tower, and then recall. So that way, when you get back, you have an item advantage, and the enemy laner is stuck there, which wouldn't be bad to do here. He said it's harder to do mid lane because the wave is shorter, which is true, but it doesn't mean it's impossible to do. And also, Oren can't push fast enough, so it would really be good to cheater.
Could have queued. Could have queued there.
Okay.
I don't know why I didn't queue.
Yeah,
it's really hard when you're not on
Maybe I
ping,
can
but
still boost
good Fioras on ping can actually W the responsive Oren's clap, and then Oren has to spam S, and that's the mini game.
It is S.
Proper ping.
Okay.
He's got it.
Okay.
He's got the cheater.
Not
It's
this
over.
time.
All right, so right now he should back. This is the cheater.
Okay.
Nope. Nope. Should have just reset. Should have just reset.
Yeah, we can just let it
Should've
push
just
back.
reset.
Do it on outside.
Nope. Nope.
Yep.
This is not.
Okay, should already be
No.
popping potion if they're thinking about this. Should already be popping
Can I
potion.
flash?
Yeah.
No reason to be this low. No reason to be
still
this
a little
low,
far.
guys. No reason. Oh man.
Nice look.
This is doomed.
I mean, his HP is a really big deal.
Shade on him.
After flash, after flash.
What is he doing?
His
It's
HP
just-
is such a
Run,
big
run,
deal.
run. I think
Yeah,
it's bad.
can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
If he was just reset and they just gave this up,
So this is one of those things that's sad. My coach actually told me about.
or like this whole thing.
Is when you see, and this is oftentimes when also, even in like the platinum diamond games that like when I'm playing in, the people that like spam ping me for not responding, did he make a difference for being there? He really didn't make a difference. So he should have done a cheater recall or just completely like either shoved the wave again. It's too early. He doesn't have enough push pressure, so he should have reset because now he doesn't have items. He doesn't have an item advantage. He's not full HP. And he has the wave crashing back to him. So now his window to leave is actually gone.
Yeah, it's
And then
just
he
bad.
reset,
I'm not
like
gonna
mid
bother
lane's
still.
over. Maybe look bottom. Maybe look bottom with TP.
Yeah, bottom is overextended.
I think bot's dead. Maybe if we I don't know.
So I wouldn't have TP'd, even if that was a good teleport. He has the mid wave crashing, and even if he did teleport, Oren would just shove this wave. Oren would get a cheater recall, and Fiora misses about 2 to 3 waves. So I don't know about
We see that
TP.
board, right?
Oh, they're looking at me.
I mean, he's really messing up.
Now he's in an unfavorable spot because he has about 2 to 3 waves like building up. Oren did miss a lot of the wave because he was roaming as well. But now Fiora is stuck. Oh no.
No. Mid. Give. Your lead.
Again, this is that give. This.
Wait.
This is what I was talking about. Where like you don't know if you want to be a part of these team fights. Oh my.
Sorry. Wait.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm blind. I didn't see Pantheon TP. Didn't see Pantheon TP. Wow,
Okay.
Game
So that was really good there because the Pantheon got in. But I was on the same page as LS where I was like, that didn't look like it was actually going to work out that well. Now, look at the CS difference, by the way. You have 27 on Fiora, and you have 18 on Oren, and look at that huge wave, right? So, this is that whole idea where... Here, let me see if I could actually pull out this. Yo, I'm about to freaking... You guys are getting... You're all getting a free coaching session right now. So, if you push the wave, and you crash it under the tower, it is naturally going to bounce back. It is around wave 2 or wave 3... You want to crash it so it starts bouncing back. And once it is crashed and bouncing back, you're going to want to roam and go here and try and kill the jungler. 1, if you kill the jungler, you 1 set the jungler back and you got yourself ahead. And 2, you didn't miss any minions in the process. Even if you die here, it is still technically beneficial because as the enemy laner has left, the wave is still pushing back, meaning it is denying the enemy top laner gold and it's stacking up. Just like what happened here with the Fiora and the Oren. The Fiora pushed it, then the Fiora roamed top. She didn't really do much. Again, she should have been resetting because the wave would have bounced back naturally anyway. But in the process, the Oren had to teleport, and that Oren had to respond in order to not, kill their team. And in that entire time, the wave is crashing back. Again, the Fiora comes back to mid and then ends up roaming bot. Luckily, it worked out because the Pantheon played it really well. But in that entire time, that Oren was denied that wave, which is how you get that buildup. So that's how we got in this current state right now, which is why it's really beneficial also in the top lane to push those 2, 3 waves, either get a cheater or roam. Well, it also depends. It also depends if you're talking about roaming. So being Fiora, I can invade. I know that for the most part, I win against junglers 1v1. It also depends on my jungler and the enemy jungler. If the enemy jungler is a Karthus, a Lilia, anyone who's weak early, I will most likely invade them because it's just free. They're weak early. Also, if I have an aggressive jungler, say it's an enemy Graves, I might be hesitant to actually respond because I don't know if I'm gonna win that as well if it's a good matchup. But say I have a Rengar on my team, the Rengar can do a fast clear and then meet me top, so we could both invade at the exact same time.
This is where you just go Vamp Scepter on Fiora so that you don't get Tiamat and you can't freeze.
Yes! Bro, okay, all right. So I have not seen anything on LS when it comes to like Fiora gameplay. I really haven't looked it up. This one was just brought up to my attention. He just said get Vamp Scepter and not Tiamat. Now, the thing is that I've always been saying not to rush Ravenous just for the fact that when you get Tiamat, you fuck your lane over. There's so much potential to be freezing when you're ahead or even behind. He might even touch on it because he's so big about freezing. So I might talk about it later. I'll see. I'll definitely try and cover it. But he said here that you should get Vamp Scepter and not Tiamat. I'm assuming he's still going with the Rav Rush, but I'm still a bigger fan of getting the Mythic Rush because the extra stats that you get from it are 10 times bigger than Ravenous. Ravenous, you only get Omnivamp, you only get, yes, you get a good amount of AD, but it's not worth the extra stats that you can get with Stridebreaker. Again, you get AD, you get 75% AD with the active of the, what's the whip called or whatever. Also, it pops vitals on top of getting the movement speed and the slow when you complete the mythic. It's just 10 times better. But the same thing applies here where you don't want to rush Tiamat. Even if you do rush Ravenous and you don't get Tiamat first and you just give Vampiric Scepter, you're still going to eventually get Tiamat faster than you would if you weren't rushing the mythic. So one, he has his vital facing him, and he has a level advantage.
Get that
it's not going to prioritize the minion.
Because he gets 6, so the damage that Oren deals to him is actually not there because the HP bump and the level up.
Because he's going to level up. This is ugly. Yeah, and then he goes for Tiamat. No!
Shouldn't get Tiamat because he's in such control of the lane.
Okay, so I'm just going to say that his idea probably is that he's going to get Tiamat and then he's just going to be perma-shoving the wave and then looking to roam. That's the only other option. But that's not a beneficial option. That's not what you would want to do.
Such a... Yeah, Tiamat's really bad because now he can't control stuff.
So now even in the mid to late game, he's not going to be able to freeze any of the side lanes or do anything.
Yeah.
I also nice build.
Alright, they get a kill down on the
I
bottom.
have to go.
So it looks like he is just going to be looking to roam.
I do no damage. No, Tilly's not here. Tilly's top side.
Should just insta shove, look top. He's not looking top when
Maybe
he's
in my
making these
jungle.
decisions. Like Oren's not
we should
unhappy
tell, yeah.
right now. You know.
Yeah.
Also, we should just
So-
pop his green pot.
Level 5. He's gonna be level 50.
We should just.
I like what he said there, where he's not unhappy right now because he's literally shoveling
green.
gold into the Oren.
He's worrying too
He has time at, and he got it to roam, but he's not
much
doing
about his
anything with
life.
it.
It doesn't
Come
make
this
any
way, I can
sense.
hex flat.
It really doesn't make any sense.
I think she's just scaring you.
He's worrying so much. Like, there's maybe an angle, because, like, see, Pantheon's 5,
I was
right?
thinking
And, like,
come through
Lucian's
mid
so
here.
far up.
Yeah.
So, like, if we
Maybe
just
one
shove that
of
wave
33
and run
mid if we
left,
can hear you.
even
stronger
if
than
he
Oren right now.
can't gank top, Lucian, like,
Okay.
pressure is alleviated.
I was the no ignite.
That's true.
I mean, Oren is...
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
You could start roaming at level 3. You could start roaming immediately. The whole point about roaming is that can you set a roam timer for yourself? The point of time at is to set a roam timer. You can now push the wave at a fast rate, which means that it takes longer for the wave to bounce back. So he bought time at. The only thing he can do now is gain prio and lane and shove because that's what the item is.
Come on. Come on.
After your golems,
No, come on.
they can be on the dragon. Oh, I'm coming.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Oh, no, come on.
Damn.
No way.
fast
Insta shove, look top, insta shove, look top.
Yeah, so you should go for the casters.
Spellcasters first. Always spellcasters first. Spellcasters first.
Spellcasters.
Spellcasters first. Spellcasters first. Always spellcasters first.
The reason why you do spellcasters first, by the way, is that way it's faster to push, but also you position yourself farther away and then move yourself back. Same thing if you're on the jungle and crab is up, you would do crab and then you would walk back into your jungle. You don't go farther out later because it's more dangerous.
Okay, like what are we
But it
doing
also
in
helps
game,
to
though? We're
push
not-
faster.
okay. Well, now we're gonna randomly fight.
I'm gonna be 6 up. She'll win 30.
That's right.
Okay, that was just a poor fight in general. Also, now, first of all, look at the CS difference. Okay, so that was a big portion of that first roam, by the way. But he has Bramble now, and I mean, it's useless. Now, what's the point of rushing Ravenous and getting that lifesteal, which everyone says, like, oh, that Omni Vamp is so good, when most people rush Bramble anyway? He got time at, so now he's pushing, but what's the point? He's not roaming. He's not doing anything with it, and now he's behind, so he can't freeze at any of the side lanes or even his turret, which is just... it doesn't make any sense. Now that you're behind, you don't get to freeze. You're perma pushing and perma roaming. You're not going to make up that difference that you lost. Same thing even if you were ahead and you want to zone out or you want to freeze in a side lane, which he inevitably probably will because he has teleport and Fiora is a split pusher. So he just put himself in a shitty situation.
I've lied to.
So wait, he had really poor
He should lunge
positioning
and then
here.
go back and get
We saw Talia was at her
He's
blue.
not doing anything with it. With
So she's
every
going
wave that he's
topside.
doing, there's no story. It really feels like it feels like he's nervous and that he doesn't know what's happening. Like
I kind of agree, by the way. I didn't want to say that because again, I'm not a professional, fuck me. But it seems like he's not taking advantage of openings, which I talk about all the time.
Side.
Like right now, we saw Talia go top, but why is he positioning himself here? Is he going for that vital? If he is going for that vital, why? Why did you get time at? If you're looking to fight and you're looking to trade, 1, you're rushing time at, 2, he has Bramble. What are you gonna do to him? You lose. You don't win this. Even if I wasn't rushing time at and I saw that the enemy Oren had Bramble, I wouldn't fight. I would be either looking for a jungler to gank and positioning the wave in a beneficial way, but there's no option here. If you have noticed here, by the way, and this is the mistake that I found myself falling into when I was playing in like mid-plat a lot, and this is what helped me improve, is that the Fiora is always at the enemy tower. What are you doing when you're always at the enemy tower? 1, you're just feeding the gold into the enemy, but 2, you're leaving yourself open for ganks. I mean, we just saw that Talia was bot and was going top, and now look at his positioning. He's literally asking to be ganked here. I mean, you're getting nothing out of being in a position this far up in lane. This is why freezing is so good. He put himself in this position because he has time at.
Jungler could, yeah. Shit. Just about to say that. What is he? He's not, okay.
Walls, Fiora's greatest weakness. Okay.
Should hit the wraiths. Battle location. Oh.
You can
Really
sense the
unfortunate.
pain in
I mean,
LS.
they get a kill, but obviously it's not ideal. They can get both. They can get both. Okay. He might try this.
He could
I
ult.
feel like
Wait,
he's going
he wins
to.
this. Hello, Oren?
Yeah. Oh. Crap.
Okay. If he didn't miss that first one, I can't. I mean, I fuck up all the time, so I'm not even gonna say anything about that. But it's okay. What's the long-term strategy when your laner buys Bramble? Just farm up. So the thing I do is I wait until I finish my mythic usually. It depends on the champion, obviously, and depends how big your lead is. But if you're about even and they finish Bramble, usually I don't do anything unless I'm getting a gank or I finish my mythic. You can try and poke them down, take favorable trades if they're really bad and you can win those trades. But for the most part, if they're a decent player and you're not ahead, I would always do mythic.
Pantheon got a turret. Yeah, so what ends up happening here is you get 2 turrets, but now Lucian has a permafreeze. Infernal Dragon went down, and then Darshan stayed underneath the turret. Still not popping potion, even though the trade's going on. This is
this was basically what I mean. I know we paused it a little bit, but just to recap, the Fiora pushed the plating, backed, and then went back bot, knowing that they would be bot because Dragon was just there, and then he just died because I mean he was just there.
Losing map state for Darshan's team.
I mean, keep in mind, by the way, and this is just me being a little stickler that I am. When you're playing Fiora, please get a blue trinket. You're a split pusher. You don't need to. It's good to get vision farther away, so that way you don't have to actually leave lane and you can continue pushing. Also, he has 2 yellow trinkets that he hasn't used. So we knew they were bot side. The least he could have done was ward Tribush or something. But even if he had blue, he wouldn't have to walk far and just get vision.
Even though it feels really
so that's
good,
that's also his own issue.
In a solo queue setting, this would probably feel like, wow, like we're winning so hard, like everything's going great. The reality is like, where do you go from here? You have no Rift Herald. Enemy has a fully healthy mid turret. You have a Fiora that's obviously going to split push into bottom, but still doesn't have her core tier 1 item. How do you siege this turret? How do you stop Lucian's freeze? You can obviously try to play for like invading their jungle camps, but if the enemy team is actually playing correctly, you're investing more into wards than the opponents are, which means that slowly over time, due to freezing and due to EXP, the enemy team is actually going to wake up with a really big team fight by having better level advantage. And if they're playing their cards right, they should actually be pretty even on gold when it comes to the actual fight. So that's what I'm referring to there. Ends up being a 1-for-1. 1-for-1s against the scaling comp is not better. Okay, it looks like her Fiora is going to go into mid. She should let it's going to die anyway. I was going to say let the plate die for sure. Although there's no one in, never mind. It's 13.
What up, Toxic?
13 minutes 40 seconds doesn't actually matter. Darshan's not using his ward. It's really strange that he doesn't do this.
Yeah, he's
The
still
wave up
sitting
on
on
top
2
is
wards.
Really
All right, there we
juicy.
go.
Unfortunately, Tiamat. It shouldn't be Darshan that goes to this. It should actually be Samira. Shamira should go to this and then freeze the wave. But instead, Darshan's gonna go. He's gonna insta shove the wave. It's gonna go back up to here. Lucian should perma freeze.
Assuming that saying Ravenous, getting Ravenous first is the best. Even in this VOD, LS says that he shouldn't have gotten time at early because then he's going to be shoving the wave. This was mid. But assuming he's going Ravenous first, say he didn't buy time at first and he bought Vampiric Scepter, he has enough gold where he would eventually buy time at because that's the first item he's rushing. So no matter what, he would be in a position here where he's forcing this wave rather than actually freezing it. So even right here, it's kind of contradictory for LS to say, but I mean, personally, again, if I was rushing a Mythic, I wouldn't have time at this point. You know what I'm saying? And even if he didn't rush time at here and he got Vampiric Scepter and everything to go for Ravenous, he would have enough gold and he would have already backed and gotten this item nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? So it's no way that he's able to freeze this. He could probably try with time at, but it's going to be annoying as shit.
Bottom right now, he's going to get the wave crash onto the turret, and then this will bounce back. They should actually seed bottom tier 1.
And I know he also said Samira should go top, and the reason being is that she doesn't have time at, but it would be better for Fiora to be top, again, not having time at, so that way she has a push, because she has the TP advantage. She has teleport, which Samira doesn't.
One turret, look to do this.
But the point of freezing is that, think of it this way, if you're freezing a wave, you're 1, keeping yourself protected, but you're 2, denying gold. It's as if the wave is going into a turret. You're denying the enemy gold and experience to the enemy team while you're sitting there and you're soaking it all in. You're basically a ticking time bomb. You don't ever want to freeze at tier 1 in mid game when the enemy team has dive potential on you. That's also true. But wouldn't it be better? I mean, he's already behind, no? He's not going to be doing anything in team fights. And even if he was to create pressure, I mean, that your team also has that dive potential. So, I mean, I don't understand why it wouldn't be beneficial to freeze here. Because he's really behind. I think he's like 0-3, what is he? 0-3 and 4. Why not push a separate objective? Well, there's no objective right now, so no matter what, it would be beneficial to freeze. Also, if he had a blue ward, and, I mean, he has wards, he's just not using them, he can easily, like, put one in the river and see if they come to rotate. If there's no objective on the map and Fiora's behind, wouldn't it be beneficial to have Alistar and the rest of the team come to stop you? Because one, you're pulling pressure because you're pulling everyone to that spot. You're not worthless. I mean, Fiora's worthless at this point, right? So she's only denying gold and gaining gold for her team. And at the exact same time, she has to have 2 to 3 people come to try and dive her, right? You need to have at least 2 people show up. I mean, I'm sure Oren could, like, walk in and, you know, fucking W and shit. What will your team do, pressure that they can't siege? Well, then they could just counter it, no? Because you have the Galio, you have the Pantheon, and they're going to be already overextended and potentially still be caught under the turret. So then you have the turret attacking as well, no? I mean, I don't see how pushing here and just having the wave get caught or even frozen by the enemy team when you're already behind is more beneficial.
To freeze. You can tell that he wants to freeze, but that it's kind of hard for him to do it because he has the Tiamat.
Yeah, so he's trying to freeze
even
here.
Even though his decision to freeze is correct, this is why I don't like Tiamat super early on, because
See, but it's not early because he's rushing Ravenous.
Diminishes options that exist for you. Lucian actually blunders. He takes the bottom tier 1, and now Samira can take this wave and this wave, pull it back here, freeze, do golems. And then the opponent are the ones that are actually with the onus to act. Now you see what's happening up in top lane. Enemy team sharing a lot of EXP. All of Darshan's teammates are getting all of their own jungle camps, and this is a lot of golden EXP that's just going into the void. Darshan makes a mistake. He shoves the wave way too fast, and so now this cannon's very healthy. This cannon might actually go over to the opposing team. If the cannon goes over to the opposing team, then, well, you gave them 100 gold and a lot of EXP for literally no reason. So when people want to group 4-man on turrets because they want 112 gold, you have to ask yourself the question, do they really want 112 gold? Why aren't they creating net differences?
But basically, he was saying that the way that he was pushing it wasn't beneficial because he didn't deny the siege, and then he was comparing the siege to the actual tower gold.
So he's going to insta-shove the wave. Watch, he's going to brittle. Oh, wow. Wait, I think he's not doing it. Is he not doing it? I think he's not doing it. Wait, I think he just did it. If he just did it, it's oh, wow, he's not actually doing it. This is actually really good. Oren's not doing it. He's actually freezing. Oren's not freezing. Fiora can't go top lane. So
yeah, so now all that wave is being denied.
Playing well, they just defend this area, and it suddenly becomes Zerg versus Terran in StarCraft 1. All they have to do is basically wait for Defiler tech, and you know.
Okay, that's a good teleport.
Go really well.
Now
Fiora is running forward. She's going to trade a kill there. Actually going to get another kill onto Alistar, but might end up dying herself. Really nice flash by Galio.
I'm just saying, if she had Stridebreaker, that Alistar would have been dead.
It's going to end up being a 3 for 2.
Would have been dead immediately.
I'm not sure about the shutdowns because I can't see the chat, so I'm not totally sure what's going on there. They will end up getting another dragon, but this is all a byproduct of Lucian.
Oh, he's going Trinity!
Lucian's really messing up. Levels aren't that bad. And you can also see the effects of the CS in some areas. Obviously, like, Fiora is really fine against Oren. This is a byproduct of what happened at level 4.
Agreed.
But, yeah. Placing the blue trinket here.
That was that realm before.
Here right now would be really good for Fiora. She doesn't have a use for it anytime soon.
True.
You know,
so that's something that I said a long time ago as well. If there aren't any objectives up, or if you're not going to be split pushing really far, if you have a blue trinket, put it at any of your like defensive points. The blue trinket never expires, so putting it in these bushes, especially if you have momentum on your team, is good because one, nobody's really going to be going in here, and it's permanent vision.
About to go down. Really unfortunate again, Ravenous Hydra. This would be a juicy spot to look for a freeze. Looks like Talia's here randomly for some unholy fucking reason. If this works out, I really hate my life. It does look like Alistar is going to get stunned. And
alright, the
like
alt W, that was good.
So for some unholy reason, we've decided that we need to invade the enemy's blue side jungle so that we can get 100 gold.
Yeah, that did seem kind of random, but... Again, by the way, just saying, right before that happened, if the blue trinket was in one of those bushes, you would have seen it coming. Just saying. I literally called it right before it happened.
Don't like Triforce on Fiora, like Core Drinker?
No Triforce.
Actually, no. They're all ranged. Never mind. Triforce is better. Actually, Triforce might not be better.
Thank you.
What is that? What's that item? Gives you attack speed and other stupid stuff. What's that?
Does he
what's
say
that
it?
Item, guys?
Guys,
What's that item? Maybe it's better. What's that item?
guys, it's
What's the
happening.
name of it? It's really bad. Only Set builds it.
Shut up.
Stride Breaker. Yeah, I think it's this. I think
Guys,
it's this.
my soul is leaving my
Movement speed
body.
against the ranged champion's really good. Movement speed, and then a lunge. An additional
said it,
lunge.
guys.
Yeah, I think Stride Breaker's the item here.
You're
Yeah,
right.
Stride Breaker I think is the item for sure. Stride Breaker's the item. Yeah, really good. Stride Breaker should be the item here.
Guys,
Fiora. Not-
everyone,
not
welcome to the Church of Stridebreaker. Did you
So,
just trade the blue for the
Things are
sweeper?
scary. One bad fight and all of a sudden.
It's not like you're gonna use it. You haven't been
Isn't
using your
this scary?
trinkets.
Like, why would you do this to yourself?
I'm sorry. I'm
Why would
flaming
you draft
now.
in a way that puts so much response?
But I mean, she's still split pushing, no? So like, if she's split pushing, what is that red
To
trinket
get
gonna
online.
do? I mean, like the
Fiora
sweeper.
almost has TP.
It's not like
Fine,
she's
that's
roaming
cool.
in the jungle or anything.
If you're shove wave and then get control ward and then move then move Gromp. So shove wave, control word Gromp. I don't know why he's doing it like this. I don't know why they're. I mean, this is the only way that they like ever lose the game. By the way, is like dives like this. This is the only way they ever lose the game. You're not practicing anything. By the way, you're not practicing anything. Like these players aren't practicing anything. This isn't practice.
So they just
Not-
their
you're not
dive just got
practicing
shit
a
on.
dive. Because if this was a tournament and you're saying that you would actually make this turret dive play, you're trolling. You're inebriated. I don't know.
Bro,
I mean,
Stridebreaker!
I guess
Stridebreaker!
we're all
Ah!
to troll. Okay,
Ah!
So
No,
red team-
yo,
red
is
team-
that me?
Red team.
Bro, is that me? Yo, that's a play I would make.
Just like that, blue team blunders.
Holy
Just like
shit.
that. Should control word there. No, not there.
Yeah, I wouldn't control ward there. I would try and see if I can get into the bush over here for the control ward. He said control ward the tri bush. I'm really not a big fan of controlling tri bush because nobody's gonna path that way if you're split pushed this far up. Also, it really doesn't give much vision unless somebody's trying to come in through here. So I usually think the best ward is over here by the buff or over on this elbow. But if I had a blue ward, I would blue ward the elbow, make sure I'm safe so that way I could red trinket here. But we have sweeper.
It's really hard. I mean, they just get to keep shoving, but it doesn't matter. Enemy team doesn't care. Enemy team, unironically, are actually put into a position where they're forced to do the correct play over and over that benefits them. Because Darshan's team refuses to do correct map plays in order to force them out of this position.
Look,
they need to figure
bro,
out...
literally, so he overextended without having vision on that elbow, and his ally, I think it was the Samira who probably had the blue trinketed the elbow as he was dying. See, like, I wouldn't have even pushed it to that point, and I would have already had the vision there. And I just feel like
some way
that's
to
just
break
poor
control.
macro.
And instead, they just keep trying to...
Again,
bulldoze at the
keep in
middle.
mind, by the way, at what point did the Fiora player get anywhere in the jungle for the sweeper to work? He's split pushing, so that's why I really don't understand that point of having the sweeper because he's not using it. He's not going into the jungle to be able to use it. He's just staying in the side lanes.
A mistake? Oh no, he's not actually. He's last hitting. Oh! 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 If Lucian insta-shoved, Fiora gets a cannon. JJ King would have got the kill. Why are we shoving bottom, by the way? Why are we shoving bottom? 3 camps up in jungle, Scuttle Crab coming up. Enemies only at 2 dragons. Why are we shoving bot?
He should be roaming in the jungle. He's just not. It's a waste of his time. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's the same thing that applied here with him getting timeout. He got timeout and he was perma shoving into Oren, but he was staying in lane. Like, there's no point in that. Like, he's doing things without a reason to, you know.
What's Fiora doing? Oh, Fiora's
And what is this?
Oh, Fiora's not dead. Lucian Blunder's calling.
Oh, they went straight to Baron. They could have
Smoke and mirror time.
collapsed.
Oren killing everyone.
Hello.
Oren's just immortal.
What am I
guess.
watching? Okay, it was good that he
Game
didn't
over.
use his Q. I would have used the Q on the second one, but
What do people? What do pros think? When I just like I
Fleet
don't know,
footwork,
when I
by
just
the way?
narrate everything that's fucking happening. I don't know.
if he had Fleet, by the way, if he didn't have Fleet, I think he might have been able to pull off that kill. He would have died nonetheless, but I think he would have gotten it if he had Conqueror.
Why is Sherm
Also, if
going,
he had a Stridebreaker,
why is he going Morello?
where is he gonna go? Where's he gonna go if he has Stridebreaker?
You just get executioners on Samira.
Nowhere.
Make Gragas go Morello. The only person afflicted by Morello is MF, And even then, like, you afflict her with it, and then that's it. You're never afflicting
Bro,
with
he's
her.
so pissed,
You're
you could
afflicting
tell.
her with R. You're afflicting her only with R. And if you're arguing...
Wait, what is he talking about? Oh, so Gragas is the one with Morello's, and the only he's going for Morello's. He has Oblivion Orb. The only Grievous wounds he's applying it to is really the MF, and he's saying that he's not going to be the one that's going to be sticking to her. He's going to be using the R on her to pull her forward, if anything.
That you're going to hit her with R and then kill her in a combo. Well, why
True.
does Morello matter?
True.
You think she's actually healing more than, like...
And this is something that Sad actually helped me with, which actually helped me a lot, was I was buying, like, Merc Treads or some shit for the, like, tenacity, or for, like, other, like, even just buying, it could be, like, the, what are they called, steel caps now? Deciding, like, which boots to get, he was telling me that, like, the tenacity doesn't matter if you're gonna die immediately. If you're gonna be stunned and locked, and, like, depending on the champion, like, say it's a Camille that's gonna kill you on Q2 anyway, like, does the tenacity matter? Like, why get the tenacity rather than getting, like, the extra armor or some shit that might keep you alive compared to, like, the rest of the team comp or some shit? So, like, keeping that stuff in mind, here saying, like, what's the point of having Grievous when you're going to one-shot her anyway? There's no point in having the Grievous for just that MF when she's not going to make it past, like, 5 seconds.
True. Why are we randomly just... Okay, oh, actually, wait, we got Lucian. We might win. I guess we win. Well,
okay, so is
actually,
Lucian trolling
no,
though?
We don't win. We get double inhibitor. Oh well, actually.
Oh nope,
maybe
they win.
Hold on. Do we? Oh wait, hold on. We just couldn't wait for Fiora to push bottom. I guess it's Cloud9 at Worlds all over again. Cloud9 at Worlds all over again. Cloud9 at Worlds all over again. Welcome to Cloud9, Darshan. I guess I forgot to tell you that one. Truly taking on Licorice's role here, yes sir. Yes sir. We couldn't just wait for Licorice to split push, huh? We had to
Rip.
take that fight. Yes sir.
I love how, like, salty
Definitely,
LS gets. But they still win this, though.
Wait.
Hello?
Oh, they're gonna win. They're gonna win.
Wow.
The enemy team blundered. It's just throws all around.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I don't think any of that was due to the Fiora. I don't want to flame, but, like, this looks like me when I get, like, hard carried. Like, this entire game, all the Fiora did was split push at, like, yes, he was creating pressure. He was a siege minion this game. And there were so many, like, mistakes that, like, I don't think there was a single, like, fight that he did or trade where he didn't end up dying.
Ooh, wait. Did they hang on?
That's over.
I think they win, but, like, obviously they shouldn't have. Yeah.
His team didn't even use the pressure. I mean, they did passively. I just mainly wanted to go over that because, one, even if you're not a Fiora player, like, there is so much information. Like, that was just thrown out. I feel like because I've put enough time into Fiora that I might have an opinion, or I have enough experience to know what she can do and the potential of her, and hopefully you guys learn something from it. I feel like, or a lot of the scenarios I agreed almost with LS. And that's why I like him as a coach, is that his macro and his mentality is kind of on the same, like, spectrum that mine is. I'm not saying that I'm at his level where I know his shit, because I don't. I'm not 100%. But the type of playstyle that I prefer is along his playstyle.